So Abercrombie's interview process was much more structured in the sense that I got the interview through the career fair, and then we had two interviews in college after the career fair, and then I was invited for an on-site interview, which we had. It was like a 2-day on-site interview, which had multiple rounds of interviews, dinners, and then meeting a lot of people across the organization. So Abercrombie's culture is amazing. It has one of the best cultures in the US, and like one of the best work culture. And then so that was the interview process was really good, and most of the interviews were around behavioral interviews. I started as a business analyst, and then I evolved into a product manager. So what I was doing was working in e-commerce related projects, building the requirement documentation. I was working again in the agile framework, creating user stories, building requirements, building a test plan, working with the stakeholders. And since Abercrombie is technical organization is comparatively smaller than Amazon, where I am currently at, one person does a lot of jobs. So I was working with my business partners to come up with what do we want to build. Then I was working with my tech developers and tech leads to tell them how do we want to build that, and then create user stories in the agile framework to build that. So working with the tech leads and the developers to build the logic, to design the system. And then I was working with the marketing team on how will we market what we are. So what I was building was I was building a loyalty program for Abercrombie. So loyalty programs are one that you go into the store, you purchase a loyalty, or you get enrolled into a loyalty program where you spend $1, you'll get 1 point, and then if you reach 100 points, you get a $5 coupon which you can use for your next purchase. I was building a loyalty program for Abercrombie. So then I was working with the marketing team on how do we tell people about our loyalty program, how do we market it, how do we market it online, how do we market it in store. And then I was working with the data analysis teams or the data scientists on how do we do data analytics on this, on how many people that we send emails to actually open our emails, where do they click after opening our emails, how much time do they spend on each page, how can we convert our customers who come onto the website, how can we make them actually make a purchase. This was my scope of my job at Abercrombie & Fitch. It was exceptional. There are days and there are weeks like when we were going to launch our loyalty program, or even before that when we were going to start the tech work on our loyalty programs. My workload was immense. So that there are weeks where you're working more than other weeks. So there are weeks when you're working 12 to 13 hours or 14 hours a day, but those are rare. Most of your days are like 8 to 9 hours a day, and then you start early, you come probably at 8-9 o'clock, you leave at 5-6 o'clock, and then the work-life balance across United States is much better than what we have back in India. At least for I worked at Infosys, so what we had in Infosys, the work-life balance is much better, and Abercrombie had a great culture. So it has like a startup environment. It's a young company. They have parties at work, and they have team building events and stuff like that, and it's a great campus. Yes, they did. So H1B is company dependent, that's right, but it does not stop you from moving to another company as long as that company is ready to sponsor your H1B again. So there are two parts to it. H1B lottery is one, and actual H1B application is another. Once you are selected in an H1B lottery, then you get your H1B, then you can always transfer companies as long as that company is agreeing to sponsor your H1B again. And when they do it again, you do not have to go through the lottery again. Once you are selected in the lottery, that's it. And then when you change companies, they again have to just apply for your H1B again and get it. So transferring companies on H1B is easy. People do it all the time. Everyone does it. It's easy.